Welcome to this video. This is the channel where I talk about music production and also other creative stuff. And in this video I would like to show you some insights of one of my new tracks. It's called Eulenflug or Eulenflug in German, and it's more of a classical piece. So when I heard this track, I thought about Harry Potter and his owl and his owl flying, and that's why I called it like that. And it's more of a classical piece, and since I have not made yet something like this, I thought I'd make a quick video and show you some of the main elements of this track. So basically this is the track, and it begins with the mallet, with mallets, and those mallets I will just play for you. It's this instrument, it's the contact instrument, and I have made it update for the complete 14 by Native Instruments, and this Mallet flux, this instrument was there, and was playing around with it, and yeah, this song came out. So let's listen in to this instrument part. So yeah, basically that's the basis of the song. So there was one part I needed to adjust in this preset basic sequence. It was quite hard, or a bit too much, a bit too rough, and I need to make the sound softer. And so I went into those envelopes. So those mountains here, those mountain symbols are basically the envelopes. And right here, I think at the vibraphone and in the xylophone, yeah, and also in the glockenspiel. Celesta, no, not here, but basically those three instruments, I increased the attack time here, so the instrument doesn't sound so harsh. And then this instrument is backed by some pad sounds. Here is one, what is it? Yeah, it's the peaceful preset from the Keys and Classic in the Hive 2 synthesizer. Let's listen in. It's basically the same chord progression. I will move a bit forward where it's a bit more louder. Where it is louder. So yeah, I removed the solo button, so there are some extra instruments where I wanted to go a bit later, but since we heard them now, might as well go to them too. So there was some solo instrument playing, and this is quite a simple melody. I start with the C and just go like, on some stairs, go to the from the C to the G, and this is a pattern that is repeating here in this song. But let's go into the contact instrument here. Let's look at the contact instrument what I'm using here, and it's the brass ensemble from the symphony series. And there is a knob, a big knob there. It's quite staring at us, and like it's want to be used and twisted. And yeah, it's basically a very important knob in this instrument, in this whole instrument series, that regulates the expression of the instrument. And I will show you how I use it. I have here in the envelopes section, just when I clicked here, and just there's envelopes and there's MIDI control here. And when I click in it, I have here a modulation wheel, and this modulation wheel modulates something. And in this case, it modulates the expression. But let's listen. I make it solo so we can have a better, so we can have a better look or listen to what happens when the modulation wheel is twisted. So it gets louder, basically, but it also seems like the player that is playing this brass instrument is, blowing more air into his instruments. And this pattern is continuing, and it's continuing also in the next instruments that are playing, like a duet. Well, actually, it's a string ensemble, but yeah, so it's not a real duet, but those are two instruments playing the same notes. One is string ensemble, and the other one is Violin. It's from Eduardo Tarrellon Tasnada. I have also featured this instrument in another track, but here again it fits. So let's listen what's happening here. So again, the knob is automated here, same automation. It just goes from soft and then more stronger kind of playing. Okay, so this was the first part of the song. Then I have then there's a transition. It goes into the piano part, which plays no more sustained notes for the whole bar, but it's playing a different kind of pattern. Let's look at the instrument and listen a little bit to the song or to the notes that's playing. So you see here I drew a couple extra notes here to make it, to just incorporate some melody inside the song. And yeah, let's listen in, or how it's played in the ensemble. It's quite interesting because we're hearing some percussive elements here, like some drums, but there are no drums. It's not a specific drum plugin. It's piano colors. It also came with the Native Instruments update, and it's playing again. So this rhythmic part, and you may ask yourself, where's the MIDI information for this stuff? The MIDI information is coming from the chord progression right there. I have a silent MIDI track and have two instruments that are receiving those MIDI notes and from this track. And so basically I didn't have to duplicate those notes, and so they are playing from here. And let's listen again. So this was the percussive sound that's coming from the piano colors. But there's another sound. It's again from the update. It's called Pharlight, the hybrid pad preset, and it's just some sort of voices. it's you know, there is some sort of voice hint in this sound, but basically it's hey, you heard it yourself. So yeah, let's look if we find something interesting extra. Yeah, so I wanted to give the track a bit more, you know, contrast, and so it gets just a bit different playing patterns. So we heard again those mallet sounds that we heard from the beginning, and then I have a different melody. It's some sort of break section of the song, and this melody is played by the engine 2 here, and yeah, actually the violin from Eduardo Tarilonte. And yeah, this is also those steps up, then steps down, then steps up, and then yeah, it's going up this hill, sort of. And then it repeats, but I'm using a different mallet preset here, so it sounds a bit different. Yeah. Just a bit different pattern, and then it goes. It seems like it repeats the beginning again. Let's listen in. Yeah, it repeats the beginning, but it's just playing a different melody with the string ensemble here. Let's see if I have here also this sort of modulation. Yeah, it's modulating, but it gets loud only in the last part. And again, this instrument that we heard from the beginning, in the beginning, this brass ensemble, it comes back in, but it has more of those short notes, and we also heard in the last section of the song, we heard some sort of chimes, I think they are called. So those sparkling sounding or sparkly sounding sounds. I think it's this one. Let's listen in. Yeah, so it's orchestral percussion, and I'm playing this. So this is the F# 2. Yeah, there's a couple of instruments in this percussion, and I'm using the chimes. Okay, there's a bass drum. It seems like it's complete percussion sound, or percussion part of a symphony orchestra. Yeah, that makes some magical sound, or adds some magical sound to it. Yeah, and then in the second part of this last song section, again, the same thing. And then it fades out. So yeah, so that's the song. If you maybe want some extra information on something, I don't know, write it in the comments. Maybe I can make a video out of it. But yeah, for this video, that's it. Thanks for watching, and maybe you want to make your own song now. But yeah, see you in the next one. Bye.